Hi, I'm Lauren Barker with Barker Pilates, and today we're going to review some exercises using the Magic Circle. I have the Marathon Fitness Circle Lite, but any Magic Circle will do as long as you're able to use it. In the seated positions, you'll reach your arm out long in line with your body. I'm hypermobile, so I have to unlock that elbow. And then I'm pulling my shoulder down away from my ear. And from there, I press down. You should feel the action right here. I call it the bra fat zone. Women love to hear that, but it's accurate. That's a little bulge of our bra, right? The goal is to not use your upper trap to do this. Our society is very upper trap dominant, neck dominant, and keeping this nice and loose and letting our back grow stronger is the name of this game. I'm not trying to hulk the circle and press it down as hard as I can. I'm just pressing hard enough to feel that muscle wake up and start to do the work. So once I have found that muscle, then I'm going to try to make it grow. Just slow, steady presses, only using that back. If you need to stop, roll out your shoulders, bring them up, back, and down before trying again, then do it. We don't want to train this guy to jump in and do all the work again. We're trying to wake up the guy in the back to start doing it. As I press the circle down, I can squeeze my tummy because they want to work together, and that makes this a 2-for exercise, right? 2 for the price of 1. We're going to do a few more presses on this side before we try the other one. And now we'll switch. I'm putting it on my other side, in line with my body. My arm is nice and straight, but I'm unlocking my elbow because I'm hypermobile. And then I'm going to press down with my shoulder pulled down away from my ears. And because this is my non-dominant arm, my chest is trying to chip in and do a lot of the pushing. So I have to move my intention to where it's my back I'm allowing to do it. May take a little bit of concentration, but Pilates is 90% concentration, right? You notice the difference between your two arms? I know I do. My stomach is helping out more on this side since it's not my dominant side. I'm going to do a few more presses. Again, checking in on the shoulders so they're down and back. If this is new for you, you may feel this tomorrow. And that's a yummy thing to have activated something that's been dormant. Now we're going to do the ones in front. You can either, if you have a bench like I do, you can straddle it, stretch your arms out long, both hands on the handle, sitting tall and press down this way. Or if you're doing this with me in a chair, same rules apply. I'm stretching my hands out long, squeezing my stomach to sit nice and tall, pulling my shoulders up, back, down. And I'm going to hold them down as I use the muscles that are holding my shoulders down to press the circle. Again, as I press, my stomach squeezes, and it helps me incorporate my back to do the movement more. These always feel so good to do. This is a great way to help reset your posture, right? Because we're opening up our chest or turning on our back. Just a few more. We can add our breath to this too in the future, exhaling as we press down on the circle, inhaling as we release it. Last one. Great job. Now we're ready to do our inner and outer thigh. I'm going to start with my inner thigh. I put the pads on my inner thigh, below my knee, I guess above my knee. And then my toes point forward in a parallel position. And I'm going to squeeze my stomach so that I sit nice and tall. My arms are going to be pulled down by my back. And then I'm going to press with my palms into the bench. Same thing can be done if you're sitting in a chair. I'm going to start to squeeze, pause, and release. Squeeze, pause, and release. Now I want my bottom to be involved so I get the most bang for my buck out of this one. So I'm going to squeeze my stomach, squeeze my bottom, press through my palms, and then squeeze my legs together. If you're like, Lauren, holy cow, that is way too many things to remember to do at once, then just focus on one thing at a time. That's fine. It gets easier to balance all the plates the more practice you get. So you start with just getting those inner thighs to squeeze, add on the tummy, add on the glutes, then add on the arm back connection. If I want to get the most out of this, I can exhale as I squeeze, inhale as I open, and go slowly. Ooh, yeah, that made me shimmy a little bit of a tremble there. Yay, that means this one's good for me. Are you starting to feel the burn yet? This is an excellent exercise for my mamas or for people with pelvic floor dysfunction because your pelvic floor can fire when your inner thighs work. If you don't want to leak this winter when you sneeze or cough or jump or laugh, this may be one of those exercises that needs to be added to your normal routine. Simple enough, but very effective, as you can tell by the shaking of my legs. Just a few more. I already filmed this once and my sound wasn't on. So my legs are just like, girl, we're tired. The last one. Oh, yes. Did it. Now we get to take the magic circle and we're going to put our legs through it like it's a hula hoop. I have the pads on either side of my leg because that's more comfortable than the alternative. Again, my toes are still facing forward in a parallel position, hip distance apart. I'm going to roll my shoulders up and back and down. And then the muscle that is holding that in place is going to help me press my arms into my chair or my bench, depending on where you're sitting. I squeeze my tummy, sit nice and tall, and then I get to squeeze my bottom and press that on the circle. Exhaling to press, inhaling to release. Remember, we're balancing all those plates. So squeeze your stomach, squeeze your bottom, press your legs out as your palms press back into your seat. Turns it into a total body exercise because I would much rather use my whole body to do something instead of wasting my time doing one thing at a time. Just not makes it require a lot of concentration. This is usually a lot harder for people than the inner thigh one. So if you're like, wow, why am I burning out on this one? That's why. Because people use our inner thighs a little bit more than our outer ones. Unless you're a mom who gets tired of bending over to pick up toys and you just kick them across the floor into a pile. Then you have good, strong adductors. Or abductors, that's what it is. Abductors, abductors. Five more. Last one. Yay, we did it. Inner thigh, outer thigh, core, upper back, arms. Check. Now we're going to do the mat portion, part of the Magic Circle series. I'm going to grab the Fitness Circle Light and we'll get down on the mat and do this thing. You can take your shoes off or leave your shoes on. It is really cold out here today, so I'm going to leave my shoes on. Normally I do it barefoot, but I'm going to put my right foot on one pad and the other pad is going to be directly beneath that foot. I'm going to roll back with control. And then I'm just going to use my stomach and my right glute to press that circle down. So I like to put my hands on my belly in a V so I can feel those lower abdominals firing as I squeeze my glute and use my hamstring to pull my leg back to compress the circle. This can be tricky when you're first starting it because it's hard to keep balance. So your magic circle may go flying, but that's okay. You can pick it up and try again. We get better at it, right? Just a few more. You should start to feel that glute and hamstring burn if you're doing it correctly. Then we're going to practice our skills without hands. I'm going to take the magic circle, move it over, and then I stand with my right foot to put my left foot on top. I'll try the same thing on the other leg. So again, I'm bracing myself in my right foot. My left foot is going to press down on the circle by squeezing this glute and hamstring, pulling it towards the mat, which compresses the circle. My stomach is also helping by engaging. And I'm just pressing down that lever of my leg. Now, how I use my feet for this matters. I can do it with a pointed toe, which is the Pilates way. It recruits your calf, hamstring, and glute. Or if I'm really trying to find that glute better, dorsiflexing sometimes will help. If you get cramps when you're doing it with a pointed toe, you'll just flex your foot to turn off that cramp. The goal would be to work towards doing it with that pointed toe, because this is going to make our 100 stronger. Starting to feel that burn. Only a few more. Then again, the coordination, moving the circle to center. And then I'm going to put both of my feet on the circle. We're going to apply what we learned to practice our 100. My heels go together, my toes go apart, and my toes are pointed. From here, I'm going to reach my arms along beside me, pulling my shoulders down away from my ears. I'm going to curl up, squeezing my tummy to the mat. And then reaching my arms from my back, I'm going to flap. Now I'm applying pressure through the back of my legs to turn them on, but I'm trying not to bounce that circle. It is hard. Inhale for a count of 5. Exhale for a count of 5. Quarter way there. Halfway. $75. We did it. Full 100. That helps you find your glutes and your hamstrings a little bit better to hold your legs up when you do the actual 100, which is this. We'll save that one for next time though, shall we? Now we're going to use the circle to do scissors, which is a lower abdominal exercise. And then we'll turn it into a straight leg lower and lift. To do scissors, I'm going to put my legs through the hole. My hands are going to hold the pads. And again, my toes are pointed. I'm reaching up just like I did for my 100 with my chest. And then I'm going to tap both sides of the circle. I try to do it at the same time. Ooh, do you feel that burn? Starting to shake. One more each side. Then the magic circle goes on our ankles. Our fingers interlace behind our head to support our head. Our head will press back into our hands to turn on our upper back. Elbows wide. I'm going to extend my legs long towards the ceiling, point like my toes, and then lower only as low as my back doesn't arch, and then drive my legs back up. We have 10. That was 3. Inhaling down, exhaling up. Last one. Yay. Those are over. For breathing, I like to use a stronger magic circle than this one. Just why I have my stack, right? This is the Fitness Circle Pro, the 12-inch by Marathon. It is stronger and lets me press more into it, enabling me to actually do this move. My right foot is going on the circle. My toe is pointed. My palms are going down by my side. Again, it's that two-way stretch. I'm reaching down with my fingertips, getting longer as I press my hands down. We're going to press down through our right leg, point that toe, bring the left one beside it, and imagine it's pressing 2. Ooh, find your balance. There we go. And then just open to the side 5 times. 4, 5, hold, and lower down. That's so satisfying. Yay. Now we're going to do the magic circle for bridging. I'm going to start with the circle on the outside of my legs. Again, I put my legs through it like it's a hula hoop. The pads go on either side of my legs. And then I'm pressing out just enough to hold it in place. I make sure to line up my ankles with my knees with my hips if possible. And then I keep my feet parallel. Roll back, pulling my shoulders down, away from my ears. And then I'm actively pressing into my hands. When most people do bridges, they're just thinking about their bottom going up and down. With Pilates, we're also thinking about our arms assisting that, stretching long and pressing through them to get our back involved. My gaze is on the ceiling. I'm going to squeeze my tummy, squeeze my bottom, and then press out on the circle. Not even going up in my bridges yet. I'm just waking up the muscles I'm going to use to do it. So 10 of these. 8, 9, 10. Then from here, I'm going to squeeze my bottom, keep pressure on that circle as I go up into my bridges. So I'm pressing out as I go up and down. If you have something wrong with your back, instead of rolling one vertebrae at a time up and down, you can flat back hinge up and down, and that will protect your spine. Seven, 8, 9, 10. At the top of the 10th one, we pulse out 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that pressure. You're going to lower, you're going to tap, lift 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. We're going to do the same thing again, but this time we're changing our foot position. We're going to go to a Pilates V, our heels together, the toes of our feet apart. And it's going to change how the muscles recruit in our thighs to make this happen. Again, I'm going to squeeze my bottom, press through the palms of my hands, and either roll one vertebrae at a time up and then down, or I'll do that flat back hinge. But we do it 10 times. Feel different from last time? It should. 2 more. The top of this one, we're going to press out 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that press out as we tap down 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. We get to take that circle out and put it between our knees this time. This is where the smaller narrow circle is great for short-legged girls like myself, but I'm going to endure the 14-inch for you today. I'm making sure my lower abdominals can engage. My fingers are long towards the opposite wall, pressing down into my palms, and my toes are parallel for this one. I'm going to squeeze the circle and go up and all the way down. Just light pressure on that circle. Halfway done. Last one. At the top, we squeeze that circle 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that squeeze as we tap and lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax for just a second. We're going to change our foot position again. Back to that Pilates V. My heels are together, my toes are apart. You may have to readjust your circle if it's gone traveling during all that movement. And then from here, again, I'm adding light pressure to the circle, pressing through my hands, squeezing my bottom before I even start. And then I go up and down 10 times. And the temptation is to look at our knees, but we're going to look at the ceiling. This is your 10th one. Now squeeze that circle 10 times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that squeeze and then tap. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. You did it. That was your Virgin series for today. Yay. And I'm going to show you how to use the magic circle to do arm back presses in a standing position. In another video, I showed you how to do it sitting. This one is a great way to do it if you don't have access to a chair or a bench that gives you a good range. I take the magic circle, I'm putting it just below my hip bone where my arm can be nice and straight. My palm is on the handle and I'm unlocking my elbow because I'm hypermobile and can lock it out and I would lose the yumminess from this. I'm stretching my neck nice and long. I'm squeezing my tummy to be nice and tall. And then I'm going to press just enough on the circle that I can feel these muscles doing it. If you feel it in your chest or in your neck, you need to redirect that activity towards that part of your back. Again, our neck likes to do it all, so don't press so hard that it feels like it has to help. It's just enough to find that muscle in our back that's been sleeping for a while. This will help with our posture and neck pain usually. A few more presses on this side. If you have trouble finding it, you can have a friend or a partner put their hand on the spot of your back so that you can aim that intention for it. And that, as a kinesthetic learner, that made it easier for me to find it when I was learning. Then we're going to take it and try it on the other side. Now I'm right dominant, and that's the arm I just did. When I do my left side, my neck is less likely to grab a hold, but my chest is more. With that being the case, I'm relaxing my shoulder, pointed down away from my ear, And then I'm moving my intention to my back, trying to get my chest to let go and let my back get stronger there. Quite the trick. You have to focus. And again, only press as hard as it takes to find that muscle. You don't want to try to hulk it and get the wrong one to start doing the work. I can like feel my whole side trying to help on that one. My abs are grabbing, trying to help. It'll be easier with one arm over the other. That's why we got to do both, right? We got to find it on both sides. One more. Then we can get both arms by putting it on our stomach. So my belly button is about here. I'm putting it to where my arms can be straight and still press on the circle. Makes my stomach squeeze so I don't wind myself. My hands are going on either side of the front pad. I'm pulling my shoulders down and back. And then from there, I'm squeezing my tummy as I press my straight arms down into that circle. I should feel both sides of my back now activating to press that circle. Watch yourself do this in the mirror, because if you see your shoulders doing this every time you press a circle, maybe it won't be that dramatic, right? But if you see this starting to happen, them crawling towards your ears, the more you do, then take a break, reset, and try again. It gets easier the more you practice it. Just a few more. Then we're going to take the magic circle, put it behind us, and our hands will go on the inside of the circle. This is going to help stretch our chest. This is a posture reset move. I'm unlocking my knees because, again, I'm hypermobile. I like to lock them. Pressing on the circle. I'm pulling my shoulders down away from my ears. And then I'm just going to lift up that circle only as high as I can without my shoulders getting involved, which will not be very far. Just keep lifting and keep pressure on the inside of those pads. And then I want you to hold it out, and you're going to pulse that circle 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to lift and lower 10 more times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Your hands will go to the outside of the circle. And I know this one, when you start to do it, it feels ridiculous because it feels like you can't put any pressure on that circle. Yes, that's probably true. You can't put much, but it's still work. You put your hands on the pads this time, pull your shoulders down away from your ears, stretching your fingers nice and long, like you're trying to touch the floor behind you. And then from there, you squeeze the circle. I swear I'm squeezing it. It's just not moving. So we're going to pulse squeeze it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to do those lifts with the squeeze. Whew. Squeezing, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are so much harder than you would think they are. Good job. Now we're going to put the skills that we learned with the arm back connection to work by doing the cervical extension series. With this, we put the circle on our head in around the world positions, all the while keeping our shoulders down and back and using that arm back connection that we discovered doing the magic circle press downs. Here we go. The first one, you put the pad on your forehead. Then your hands are going to reach side by side on the opposite end. I'm pulling my shoulders down and back. And then from here, I'm going to squeeze my tummy reach my neck long as I press that circle into my forehead. So I only get to press as hard as my shoulders stay down and my neck reaches long. If you feel your neck shrinking in on itself while you do this, then you're pressing too hard. You need to start off with less resistance and then work up to more. We do 10 to 15 of each one. Then we move to the side. Just above our temple, I'm pulling my shoulder down away from my ear, and then I only get to press into that circle as much as my head can reach taller from the crown of my head, not caving in as I press. These feel so good when we're done. I'm excited. Five more. Okay, now we get to wear it like a halo because we're all angels, right? The pads go onto pressure points right here, just below the cervical rounding of our head, our occipital lobe, if you want to nerd out with me. And when we put them there, we pull our shoulders down and back. Our fingertips, again, are side by side on the opposite end. And then I'm going to press away while my neck gets longer. Again, it's best to do this when you're standing in front of a mirror so you can check and see if your shoulders are actually staying down and your neck is staying long while you do these. 5 more. All right, now we move to the other side. Just above our ear, on the temple, pull my shoulder down away from my ear, stretch my neck long, and then I start to press. These are excellent for anyone who does a lot of reading or is on their phone a lot and gets tech neck. Dental hygienists seem to love this one. I know I was always a book nerd, so this one is something I do to break up long, lovely days of reading when I get them, or traveling. 5 more. All right, last one, and it's my favorite. It's also the hardest to teach. Put the pad underneath your chin, and your hands will overlap on the other pad. I'm going to apply pressure through my hands to create tension, but then my hands don't get to move from then on. With that tension applied, I'm going to pull the crown of my head up towards the sky so much that my chin will dip down, and it's my chin pressing into the circle that causes movement. You should feel a stretch right here where the pad was when we had it for the halo one. Again, I'm putting the circle underneath my chin. My hands are overlapping. My shoulders are rolling down and back. And then I apply pressure. And then I start reaching the back of my neck towards the sky, getting it longer as my chin dips a little. Perfect. That was our cervical exercises for today. Last thing to do are push-ups. And I hate push-ups. But with the magic circle, it makes it so much more doable. It is a bit awkward, but you're going to put the magic circle on your sternum, in between your breasts if you're a lady. And it needs to be right in the center because it's going to scrunch in. So make sure that you don't have anything that it can pinch or it'll feel really uncomfortable. I hold it in this position, and then I'm going to go down like I'm in a plank position on the mat. So I put the magic circle flat. My hands will go on either side of the circle. I step 1 foot back toes under, and then I'll step my other foot back. Ta-da! I'm in a plank. I could hold this if I'm adding to the workout, and maybe we should. Maybe we should just hold this for a little bit. I think it'd be good for us. But from here, I'm going to lower my elbows towards my ribs for a tricep push-up. The circle is going with me. And then as I go to push back up, it helps me come back up. This is the best way I found to teach good push-up form to kids because it allows them to feel what it's like to use the right muscles, but still have the support they need while their strength is growing. And let's be real. Me too, right? My arms are not my strength. If this is still too hard for you, you can come down to your knees. Sometimes I'll cross my ankles or I squeeze the sides of my feet together. Same thing. Press down, push up. Press down, push up. And I'm trying to stretch my neck long for all of these. Shoulders down, back burning. Let's do 5 more because we can. If you want to do extra reps, all you got to do is rewind and do it again. Thank you for joining me today for the Magic Circle series. I hope you've enjoyed your time with me, Lauren, through Barker Pilates to offer this workout for you, this total body. It should have felt like a good posture reset. You should feel stronger, more capable, able to go about your day with a smile, hopefully. If you have any questions, message me, and I would love to help you get to feeling better.